Hello and thanks for joining us tonight. A slate of bills became law this week. Governor Kemp signed more than 700 that passed in this year's legislative session.
One of them speeds up the process for therapists moving to Georgia to get their license to practice. Cecily Stout joins us in studio to tell us how this law could impact access to mental health care.
That's right, Frank Laurie. Senate Bill 373 is now a state law in Georgia. The bill aims to make the licensing process easier for out-of-town therapists.
This could potentially help us to provide more services to people.
Before this law, legislators say therapists moving into the state were waiting up to a year to get cleared before they could practice in Georgia. Now, if a marriage or family therapist has a valid license, is in good standing with another state, doesn't have a criminal record, and pays the necessary fees, then they will be eligible for a license within 30 days. Gloria Cisse says this will make Georgia a more viable option.
Only having to wait 30 days means that I can, if I was thinking about coming to Georgia, now I know I can come to Georgia.
Andrea Cook is working to get her license to practice family and marriage therapy. She says there are people who moved to the state but are stuck in processing.
There's probably a lot of people here already who are who practice in other states and are just jumping through all of the red tape in order to be able to get, licensed here.
While those providers wait for approval, Cisse says people that need their help are also feeling the impact.
Because that means they have to wait. And sometimes the wait is too long, right? People decide to make that final decision, or they get to a place where it's harder and harder to manage the mental illness that they might be experiencing.
Cook and Cisse started the organization Southern Center for Choice Theory. They've been providing multiple mental health services with Macon Mental Health Matters since 2021. Cook says it would be ideal to train and develop therapists in their community, but any kind of help is welcome.
Having counselors that are coming from other states that have done the work, who I'm sure meet all the qualifications for licensure, does nothing but help us because, a rising tide lifts all boats.
The law also updated the experience, education, and training requirements for license and professional counseling. Now applicants are required to have a master's degree instead of a doctorate degree and have more supervised training hours. Back to you.
Thanks, Cecily. All license applications go through the Board of Marriage and Family Therapists out of the Secretary of State's office.
Well, the law could be helpful. In the meantime, the state has experienced issues with issuing licenses. Right now, professional licensed workers are hoping a state board will find a way to make the process of renewing much faster. The state launched a new system online in October, which they hope will provide more transparency to license holders and applicants.